Private Lender Podcast, Episode 25.
The Private Lender Podcast quote of the day comes to us from the Quran that says, Allah deprives interest of all blessing, whereas He blesses charity with growth.
This is the Private Lender Podcast, the show that shares practical advice and know-how for new and seasoned lenders. From private mortgages on single-family houses to joint ventures on commercial projects and beyond. Discover details about investment vehicles that you won't find at your local bank or online broker. Listen and learn from private lenders and real estate investors, as well as from professionals and entrepreneurs, as they share the details, strategies, and the insight that allows for successful and prosperous lending. Now, get ready to increase your ROI. Here's your host, Keith Baker.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to episode 25 of the Private Lender Podcast, the great experiment that is the Private Lender Podcast. I'm your host, Keith Baker. I'd just like to take a moment and thank you, if you're listening, for sharing your time and your ear with me today. And I'm hopeful that I can make this time worthwhile and make it a decent listen for you. And to that end, I'd like to go ahead and thank everyone who's been reaching out to me recently via email, and also those who have been leaving ratings and reviews on iTunes and the other categories, the other podcast platforms. It really means a lot to me. Give me your suggestions, your comments, what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to hear. That would be great. I'm getting more and more, and the listeners seem to be more and more involved. So I really like that, which is feeding me to come up with I think, better ideas of how I can serve and the listener and offer some good value out there for this evergreen platform that is the podcast, so that it'll be out there in perpetuity, hopefully. Back to the ratings and reviews. If you can listen, please go leave one on iTunes specifically. iTunes is the 400-pound gorilla in the room. Other platforms are slowly gaining some traction in the market, but that's still the big one. So if you can go to iTunes or Google Play or SoundCloud and please leave a rating and review. I would love to have a 5-star review, but I honestly just ask me what you think I deserve. But the fact that you're giving a rating and review is going to help put this podcast in front of more listeners, which is the goal ultimately, to reach as many people as I can and to enlighten them to this wonderful world of private mortgage lending and private lending. I've got a few changes to make regarding the sponsors and their advertisements. So today I'm just going to go ahead and, rather than stopping and going to a pre-made roll or clip, I'm just going to ask you to go to two websites, richclub.org, RICHCLUB.org. That's the Realty Investment Community of Houston. I used to serve on the board there, and it was a valuable experience for me to be involved with them, and I hope that we can continue our involvement and working together in the future. Also, at the same time, I'd like you to go to 713REIA.com. That's 713REIA.com. That's for the 713 REIA with Landon, Rothstein, and Ray Sasser. It's one of the fastest growing REIA meetings in Houston, and it's a lot of fun as well. So please go visit and join those two great organizations that sponsor, that honor me by sponsoring this show. So today's episode 25, is going to be a slight departure. And so I'm going to explain it and then get straight into the interview mix for you. So a few weeks ago, I took the family down to Cancun, Mexico on a vacation with Mitch Stephen package. And if you'll recall, Mitch Stephen was my guest on episode 6 of this podcast. He does the owner financing, and he's turned himself into a bit of a guru and teaching a lot of people about owner financing and putting people who are what we call unmortgageable with the big box banks, the big guys, putting them into homes and improving neighborhoods and making it a win-win-win situation for everybody involved. Anyway, Mitch has this once or twice a year, he picks a vacation spot, puts it together, and he invites certain people, makes them aware of it. And this year it was Cancun, so decided to go down, and there were almost 100 real estate investors that attended, and they're pretty much from different places in the States, Florida, Arizona, Chicago, Oklahoma, Kansas, New York. And we just basically hung around the pool and just talked shop. And it was like going to a seminar, a 5-day seminar, but nobody was truly selling anything. Nobody's asking you to run to the back of the room with your credit card and sign up for their coaching or their education or, their mentoring. And the conversations were just simple, casual, and to the point. And unfortunately, I did not record near as much as I wanted to. So what you're about to hear is towards the end of the vacation, there was a meeting about some multi-level marketing for those that wanted to learn more about this travel club. And so I just said, hey guys, since we're all here and we're all involved in real estate, would you mind if I set up a mic and at the end just come over and tell me about what you do, who you are, what you do, and how people can get a hold of you. And we had some really good conversations to come out of that. I made some friends across the states, which is great because at the end of the day, it's real estate and business and entrepreneurship and investing. It's really about the connections and the people and the networking more than it is the houses or the funds or the money. So it worked out well for me. I'm glad we went. I don't know if I'm going to take the wife and kids next time because I did have to kind of divorce myself away from the investing part of it to go enjoy some time with the wife and kids, which was great. But I think next time I'm just going to compartmentalize and we'll do the family vacation separate from the work vacation. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in to the interviews at the last full day of the vacation before it started raining and the pool shut down. But this was recorded inside one of the restaurants. And I was a little jazzed up. I was speaking really fast and wasn't on any speed, to be honest with you. But I hear about the alcohol consumption in the interview. So I hope you guys enjoy. And all the people that you're about to listen to, their contact information is on the show notes page. If you'd like to get in touch with them or see what they're doing. All of these people use private money to some capacity in their business, in their real estate investing business. So, and then one lady's even selling jewelry. I said, come on, this was just open promo. So this is just going to be a big, wide open commercial for anyone who wanted to come up. But I think it'd be good for the audience if you go and look and see how these people do their real estate, what niche they're in. And if you want to reach out to me and how they do deal with private lending, and I can help fill in the gaps there. So hope you guys enjoy this. This is from May of 2018 in Cancun, Mexico. All right. Yeah, here we go. The Gay Goose. Everybody, hello. Keith Baker here, Private Lender Podcast. I'm here with the man himself, the man of 1,000 houses, the king of owner finance. The reason why we're down here in Cancun today, Mr. Mitch Stephen. Mitch, thank you for having me down here.
It's been so great because it's a really hard concept for people to get their arms around. I'm not marking this up. I'm not charging anything for the vacation. I just told 5 years ago that I was going to go on vacation, and anybody who wanted to go could come because I'm going to be at this place for 5 days. Because I've been talking to people for days, weeks, months, sometimes years, and I never see their face. I never get to shake their hand. I never get to meet them personally. We're doing things by email and by phone, and I just started asking if people wanted to just, I started saying anyone can come. So we have like 100 people here this year. This is the 5th year, and there is no conference room. There is no run to the back of the room with your credit card. We talked about real estate for 4 or 5 hours at the Swim Up bar yesterday, and there must have been at least 6 conversations going on in 6 different pods of people, and we're having margaritas and Fireball and whatever, and we learned a lot. We learned a ton of, I picked up stuff from this thing all the time, and I'm going to go home and implement some things that I just learned. Technology keeps changing, people keep changing, avenues keep opening up, some doors shut, some open.
And the technology part is really amazing. And just one little tip this guy gave us about owner financing and on fees and points and how you can basically you're leaving money on the table if you're not charging some type of fee to get people going, because the banks are going to charge that anyway. Wells Fargo, Chase, so you might as well put a little extra in your pocket. You know what? It covers admin costs. It covers your overhead. And the pool has been phenomenal. I've been to a few seminars in my day, and I got to say, watching the strangers who weren't even a part of this group when Mitch started talking at the bar, just the people flocking up to the pool bar and just to see what was going on was quite impressive. We're
getting a seminar, but we're not in a seminar environment, and you're not getting charged for it, and everyone's just giving freely at the pool. We're in non-competing markets most of the time, or in non-competing subjects. So honestly, it's no markup. We're vacationing, and we just happen to I just happen to be in a vacation with a lot of people that do real estate, which was the point. Was the vacation with people that do real estate. It wasn't to sell anything or do anything. And I got to tell you, I paid for my trip like 3 times over from some things I learned in the pool from some other people yesterday that I wasn't doing or that I never thought to do.
Absolutely. And there's nobody giving any scarcity or run to the back room with your credit card right now to get a special deal. Just hanging out, talking real estate, talking business, talking technology, talking social media, all these things. It's been a great...
Dancing, karaoke last night.
I just want to say Landon Rothstein is spreading a vicious rumor about me. I did not drink the pool bar out of Black Label. That was not me single-handedly. So.
I was there, and there was no Black Label left. I can tell you that now. Whether he did it by himself.
We had to switch to Jameson, yes.
I'm not sure that he did it all by himself, but I can tell you there was no Black Label left.
These things do happen from time to time when you're in Mexico and all-inclusive.
What happens in Mexico stays in Mexico, except we're putting it on Facebook
Except
Live.
This is on Facebook Live, and this is going to be on YouTube a little while later, so this is, yeah, exactly, yeah. All right, well, now that I've convicted myself, Mitch, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it, and, we'll be hanging out soon and doing some more business together for sure, definitely.
And you're going to come next year?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, we're going to the Five Azul?
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife. I just saw my wife walk in. I got to tell her about it. We're going to book it as soon as we can.
Great too.
But this time we're going to leave the kids at home, so it'll just be me and the wife. So
hey, bring your kids, leave your kids, whatever you want to do. It's your vacation.
It was great though. The kids had a good time. Mitch, thanks a lot. All right, we got some more folks coming up, and so please come on in. You're on the trip with us, and introduce yourself and tell us about your company. And it's free promotion. Your website, your email, whatever you got.
Yes, sir. I'm Daryl Claiborne. I'm at the Dallas-Fort Worth market. I'm here with my beautiful wife, Felicia.
Hello there.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Hi. Yes, we buy and flip homes in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. All cash, quick offers. If you're interested in selling a property, then please go on my website. It's investreconpro.com. Again, it's investreconpro.com. We buy and flip homes in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. And I appreciate y'all having us here. It's been educational. It's been informative. And just a great group of networking. And I'm really enjoying myself. And this year we vacation with Mitch, and we vacation with Brent Phillips out of Houston. Next year, it'll be our group. You can come vacation with Daryl.
Hey, that sounds good, Daryl. All right. Well, hey, thanks for coming on the show for a little bit. And what's that website one more time? Let everybody know.
InvestReconPro.com.
InvestReconPro.com. Okay.
Thanks again.
All right. You guys enjoy it. Thanks for coming on. All right. Hi there. Come on in. Come on. Hey, come on. Say hello.
I would like to say hello. My name is Felicia. I'm with Daryl. We also do real estate, and I personally do jewelry. My jewelry is Paparazzi. It's a company that's jewelry is nickel and lead free. All our jewelry is $5. Check out my website. It's squadglammygalore.com, and it'll take you to the Paparazzi website, and it'll take you directly to purchase any jewelry you like to do online, or you can catch me in Dallas. I do pop-up home visits. Anywhere you like me to come, I will be there for free.
What's that website again?
It is Squad Glammy Galore. And this is my business card. I don't know if you can zoom into
well,
it.
Let's do that. Let's put it up. What's
You
here?
can zoom into it.
There we go. We got that. That's for YouTube.
Check that out.
And then hopefully Facebook Live can get that as well.
$5 jewelry. I got you.
And August 25th and 26th, I'm going to be at the Westin with the Quest IRA Expo. So why don't you guys come on out? There's a link on my website. You can get 25% off. It's privatelenderpodcast.com/expo, I believe, or just go to sponsors and then you'll find a link. So and I'm going to see you guys up in the DFW. Oh, yes. All right. You're at that event. Excellent. All right, we're going to see you guys there. And I've got 2 daughters. I'm going to pass this along and let them see what they got. Okay. Cheers. All right. Thank you. All right, let me put this back here. Steve, Mr. Driscoll, come on. It's the Day of the Dead. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great.
So introduce yourself. Tell us about your website. Yeah, we got to squat down a little bit here. Let's tilt this back. There we go. There we go. All right here.
I'm just saying, you know what? This was such a great week, and it's still going. You know, you and I hanging out in the pool, drinking all that. Well, you were drinking all the Black Label.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Great time. You know, you try to explain what seller financing is to a lot of people. And I just tell them, I says, you know what? This is the financing that your grandparents bought their house with.
Right?
Before the banks got in and screwed it all up. That's what I do. And I borrow money from good old folks, just private individuals, and give them a great return on their money and say, why wouldn't you want to be the bank? Why wouldn't you want to be in control? Why let the banks make all the money? And I show you a way to do it. And it's safe and it's secure. And why wouldn't the people want to get more involved with it? I think they would if they really knew about it. So this is one of those secrets that your banker and your financial advisors don't want you to know about because they can't make any money on it.
That's correct.
You know, so, you know, you do business
Keep
with, yep.
Sorry.
Oops.
Little technical difficulty here, no problem. Keep going, sorry. We're still live, though.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Do business with the right individuals, you're going to be just great. You know, all different ways to go about this. We're sitting there playing with this thing. Look at this.
You're right. Talk about technology.
Talk about being live.
Without a net. Right, we are live without a net. Here we go.
Sitting there sinking and swimming.
No, you're good. Here we go. And we're back.
Good.
So you borrow money from private people. You secure their money.
Everyone gets a secured first mortgage on a property, same as if you were a bank.
First position lien, just like Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America.
You know, and you say it's and the investor's really in control of the property. You know, you look at the Rockefellers that built a huge, massive wealth, and they says we don't want to own anything, we want to control it. Think about that a second. If you're getting decent passive income, you don't have to, you're not worried about the termites, the toilets, the tenants. You get a check. I love mailbox money. And that mailbox money comes every month, or it's either in your checking account. All you got to do is watch this asset grow. What in the world is wrong with that? But your bankers don't want you to know how it works because they can't make any money on it. But this is what they do. So
yeah, it's the same thing the banks do. The only problem is you're Charles Schwab. Your Fidelity, they don't make any commissions on doing this.
Here's the thing a lot of people don't understand, all right? When you go out and you invest on Wall Street, you buy a stock. Let's say the stock costs $1, all right? You can't buy that stock at a discount. So if that stock you buy for $1 on Sunday, on Monday morning, on Wednesday falls down to 90%, you just lost 10% of your equity. It's gone. Now, you take that same dollar and you invest it in a piece of real estate, we're only going to go 60, 70 cents on a dollar, which means that market, that the entire economy's got to fall out in order for that amount that we're valuing, for it to come down to anywhere as close of what your position is in that loan. So, I mean, if it falls 10%, it falls 20%, you're still great. You are in control. A lot of people don't get that.
They've got that buffer there because you buy it at a discount, you buy it at a wholesale price, so to speak. Meanwhile, that same stock has gone now from $1 to 90 cents to 70 cents to 60 cents.
And they don't. And your fellow that talks you to buying it didn't even send you a thank you card. Didn't even send you a sympathy card.
All he's asking for is another bonus come Christmas time from the Wall Street bankers.
It's the folks from General Motors when they all bought all that stock and the stock went bankrupt. How much they got? Yeah, they got a bunch of paper. That's what they got. You know. So we'll give you a mortgage, and it's secured by a real piece of property. You can wrap your hands around, stick your hands in the dirt. This is a real secured asset. And it's worth people's time to find out how they can invest in it. It's worth people's time for their family's sake to look at this as an asset where they can build a legacy for their family. You know, so I mean, and this is something that's going to be around, I think, for a long time. I think there's always going to be financing around, and the methods of which investors raise capital, I think, is going to be changing quite a bit over the next few years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you see the big hedge funds and the banks pushing their way into Wall Street and all that, but they leave the little guys on the side, the little guys that help build this country. And they don't care about the small investor. You know, the small guy that wants to put $100,000 on a table, that to me is not small either. But I'm just saying, it's too small. So look into doing some seller financing. get a good grip. And as far as the people you're doing business with, go outside, talk it up with some people that are doing this in the industry. Talk to a good real estate attorney that knows investments. Don't talk with an attorney that has no money invested in real estate.
That's good advice.
Because I'm going to tell you, the attorneys will tell you, oh, it's not legal. Well, do you have any money invested in real estate? Well, no. Well, how do you know it's not legal? I'll tell you what, they go find an attorney that does commercial real estate or does real estate investments on his own. And that's who you get. That's who you get advice from.
Absolutely.
Sign off.
Steve, could you give us a little information on how to get a hold of you?
Well, I'm Steve Driscoll. One of my companies in New York is Sunrisecredit Corporation. I walk around my iPhone, and it's real simple. Anybody wants to get a hold of me, sunrisecredit@yahoo.com. Real simple. Or they can just dial me direct. Good number for me is 866-779-3770.
Perfect. Steve, thank you so much. It's very good to meet you. I'm going to see you at the pool here in a little while, right? I hear they got a new Black Label bottle over there, so I'll buy you a round.
That's what I like. It's all inclusive, and he's going to buy me a drink.
How about that?
Good seeing you. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Hi. Come on up. Hi. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Crystal Caruthers from Oklahoma City.
Hi, Crystal. And what's your company?
We have OK Cash Home Buyers, also Owner Finance OKC.
Cashland Buyers?
OK Cash Home Buyers.
OK Cash Home Buyers.
And ownerfinanceokc.com.
Ownerfinanceokc.com. Excellent. So tell us about how'd you get in here? Are you a student of Mitch, or how did you come to find this great vacation we're on?
Mitch actually spoke to our local REIA group last year, and we were wanting to move more into that seller financing space, but we felt like we needed at least some context to be able to call after the, before we completely jumped in. So instead of signing up for mentoring, we came on the trip.
Awesome.
So this is actually our second year at this event, and we got so much out of it last year. We decided that absolutely we'll go back to Mexico again.
Excellent. Okay. How do people get a hold of you?
You can reach me at crystal@okcashhomebuyers.com or my husband Steve at okcashhomebuyers.com.
Okay. So I'm sweating like a pig. It is Mexico. So, okay, great. So how many deals have you done so far?
We've probably done 50 or 60, something like that. I don't know.
That's a good number.
I don't keep track, really. But we dabble in everything. So we mainly buy to hold, but we also do homes that we sell with financing. We wholesale. We flip occasionally. My husband likes to joke that I try to do them all, but it's not quite that bad. We also do lending, short-term lending for other investors. So if anyone's needing some money for a short term, then you can give us a call about that too.
Do you guys do it more on hard money terms or more of a private money?
More hard money terms.
Yeah, but do you enjoy using private money?
Yes. We love we love private money, but sometimes hard money works better for people too, because we can get a deal closed in a day or two. That's not always possible with some other funding sources.
Right, that's correct. Yeah, hard money lenders are probably the fastest and also the most expensive, but hey, there's a time and a place for all of that. So, well, Crystal, thank you for coming on. And that's what the Private Lender Podcast is all about, is trying to find people out there with money to help folks such as you and your husband get the what I call the new economy going, and without the feds, without all the red tape, and you're giving your private lenders a first position lien secured just like the banks would get. So it's why I started the podcast. It's a great way to help a lot of people out. It's a lot of win-wins. And by the way, I don't know if you guys can see it out there, but that's Cancun. That's the Caribbean. This is a fantastic vacation. So thank you so much for coming on. Hope to see you guys at the pool. And as soon as I'm done with my interviews, I'll be there. All right, good. Take care. Mr. Eddie Speed. I've been waiting to talk with this guy. How are you, sir? Come on, man. I'm doing quite well. If you don't know who this guy is, this is Eddie Speed, and I'm just going to let him tell you guys about what he does and what he teaches.
Well, obviously we have Note School, right? And so people, kind of draw a box around what they think Note School may teach. And I would say Note School teaches whatever a real estate investor needs related to private financing, and not really hard money lending. What is the best loan an investor might get? A loan from a property seller, right, where you buy on terms. And think of it like this. If you're a real estate investor and you're making cash offers, and obviously you're seeking private money to be able to fund that, right?
Correct, yeah.
Hard money. And there's a certain customer that converts, right? Because you're offering a price for a house for cash, right? And close quick, buy it, sell at a discount, right? And let's just say in a competitive market, you're making 20 offers and one customer accepts that. And that's a traditional fix and flip model, and we totally get the value in that. But what happens if you look at the other 19 people and you say, what if I tried to pursue buying that property on terms, right? If I bought that property on terms and I picked the terms, the seller carried the financing but I drove the terms, then I could make a heck of a deal paying more than the other real estate investors really could pay, because I'm picking the rate, the down payment, all the terms of the transaction. So you can start seeing that it's an alternative to the traditional fix and flip. I'm going to get a private loan. And that's probably one of the lead things that Note School is focused on right now, because it's the biggest pain in the market that we see solving a problem.
Excellent. How you enjoying it here so far?
Oh my gosh, we've had a great time. I've never had so many real estate conversations about this deep in water. Right. Literally.
Yeah.
So it's been fun.
Yeah, we're about to head to the pool. I see Mitch is at the bar moving that way, and everyone else is going to head out that way. So we're going to go out. I'm going to take my portable recorder out there. I'd like to get you a little more on tape here soon, and I'd love to have you on the podcast as soon as possible. And I appreciate you coming by and talking to me today.
Great. Thank you.
Oh, Eddie, wait, how do people get a hold of you? What's Note School?
Noteschool.com.
Simple, noteschool.com. Mr. Eddie Speed, the man himself. Thank you again, sir. Appreciate it. I'll see you at the pool in a little while. All right. Take care. All right. I'd like to thank Mitch Stephen, Daryl and Felicia Claiborne, Steve Driscoll, Crystal Caruthers, and Eddie Speed for stopping by and saying hi to me during those interviews while we were in Cancun. And I'd also like to thank Mitch Stephen for inviting me. There was also Brant Phillips and his wife were there, and Brant from episode 20. It was just it was really what it was, as a mastermind at an all-inclusive resort. And we just picked each other's brains. We watched the Rockets get to the Western Conference Finals. And yeah, this is a Houston-centric podcast. Apologize for everyone. No, I don't really. We don't win that much here in Houston, so I'm not sorry. Anyway, it was a good time, and it's something I'd never done before. I've gone to seminars, I've bought coaching, but this was completely different. And I think I'd like to be involved with it even more, because I found it to be a very interesting way to gain knowledge and to network with people. So before I leave and sign off, I just want to remind everyone that I will be at the Quest IRA Expo in Dallas on August 25th and 26th, 2018. And if you go to questira.com to buy tickets, if you use the code Baker Expo, you'll receive 25% off your tickets. I'm really looking forward to this. This is one of the first events that I'm actually sponsoring. So I've got a table, and I'm going to be on a panel discussing a few things, I believe, on day 2. Just waiting for that final confirmation as to when and where. I'll be partaking in the group discussion on the panel. But if you can hear my voice, please come out to Dallas. You're going to learn a lot. If you don't have a self-directed IRA, definitely get a ticket. Use promo code Baker Expo, 25% off, and learn about the power, especially of the self-directed Roth IRA. You can do a lot of amazing things with it. So anyhow, that's going to do it for this week's episode. I'd like to thank you for listening and sharing your time and your ear with me today. And I will see you guys on the next episode. And I wish you all happy and prosperous lending and investing. Take care.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Private Lender Podcast with your host, Keith Baker. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit privatelenderpodcast.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, please rate and review, and we'll catch you next time.